Why hello you amazing beautiful people and welcome back to another Beyoncé reaction video. How are all of you doing? Alright, well I read the comments. You guys are all pretty much screaming at me, Black is King. So we're going to be doing that reaction after we finish The Carters Everything is Love. We'll jump into Black is King, which my wife actually watched by accident. She was looking for Homecoming like a few months ago and she thought Black is King was Homecoming. She clicked on it, it wasn't Homecoming, and she ended up watching the entire thing. And I've already told this story. This is when I finished my live stream and went downstairs and saw her crying saying, I love Beyonce in the living room. And she was like, you're not allowed to watch this, you have to go away. And I was like, what the heck are you watching? So I must admit, I'm pretty excited to watch it. I'll probably react to it the same way I did like Homecoming and stuff. So I'll probably watch the entire thing in one sitting, upload that to Patreon, and then chop it up here for YouTube, depending on how long it is. Either way, it'll be in at least 2 parts, and that's probably how we'll handle that. So if you're a member of the Patreon, you'll get it early, and you'll get it in the full glory in one video, and then we'll chop it up and put it up on here on YouTube. We do that for copyright. Copyright can be a bit tough when it comes to Beyonce stuff, so it's a bit safer that way. I do want to say one thing before we jump into this reaction, because I have to be honest and I have to be transparent. I am a little bit down today. I'm having a bit of a tough day, tough few days. So if I'm a bit more emotional than usual, please forgive me. If I'm a bit more quiet than usual, please forgive me. Anyone who follows me on X, formerly Twitter, or any platform, you might have seen some posts about some copyright issues we've been having. There's a person and company that have been fraudulently hitting our channel, and it's been really tough. It's been really tough. It's basically just someone who is just being breaking the law and being really awful, and it's just been really hard to get resolved. So yeah, anyone who wants to support it, you just, if you follow me on Twitter, you'll see my posts about it. That's retweeting and liking those is the best way to do it. Getting it in as many people's eyes as possible is literally the best way. There's bigger creators out there who can help, but sadly they don't really look my way. We've got our little corner on the internet. But yeah, I'm fighting it as best I can, but it's been it's been hard. So if I'm a little bit down, I do apologize. But hopefully Beyonce can lift me back up. I feel like I need her right now. So with that over, please like, please subscribe, and let's jump into my first time ever reaction to the final 5 songs of The Carters Everything is Love.
This is cash in deposit, 24 karat faucets, Louis V and Goyard trunks all in the closet. Ain't shit changed, the streets are still watching, and my little baby blue is like, who gonna stop us, huh?
Ain't no way to stop this love. Ain't no space if everything is representing for the hustlers all across the world.
Still.
Gosh, this is super weird. It's super weird. The instrumental sounds like a stuck record, just like repeating itself. They're like rapping and going off the metronome here, so they're not in time, and yet it's working. We've got like random audio effects spliced in there. The tempo is all over the place. This is unusual.
Still dipping in my Lolo's, girl. I put it down for the 713, and we still got love for the streets.
Played it cool at the pool of Cancun, VMA, confident.
Have I heard this before? The 713, and we still got love for the streets. Why does it sound familiar? Why do I feel like I know that line?
You exude, make the fools stay away. Me, I play my room, let the fools how they say. Fake, had me sitting next to you on a plane, and I knew straight away. The next time we would speak was like 2 years away. You had a man, you shut it down until you two had a break. I bet that dude ruled the day. You kept me up on the phone while you were away. You came back, I let you set the date. No boo on the plate. I bought my dude.
Is Everything is Love and the fact that it's like an album with Beyoncé and Jay-Z supposed to just be like their relationship? After the crap that they've gone through, they just brought out albums showing the world that they're strong, they're happy, they're together, and everything is love. But it's like not just them being unified, it's like everything. It's like a unity of culture. There's a lot of cultural references. You guys pointed them out in the last video, and their family. They're talking about Blue a lot in this as well. Like, is it it's a everything is love. That's plain and simple.
To play it cool, my first foolish mistake. Cash and deposit, 24 karat faucets, Louis V and Goyard trunks all in the closet. Ain't shit changed, the streets are still watching, and my little baby blue is like, who gonna stop us, huh?
Ain't no way to stop this love.
Oh, her voice.
Ain't no space if everything is representing for the hustlers all across the world.
Go me!
Still in my Lolo's, girl. I put it
Oh,
down
my
for the
word.
713, and we still got
One thing I saw was I was talking about Beyonce rapping. I saw loads of comments. People like, Beyonce's been rapping for ages. Beyonce has been rapping for ages, all right, but not like this. This is something new. This is absolutely a different level for her.
love for the streets.
This is 100. Wow, what the fuck was that?
And we still got love for the streets.
I never knew a love like this. Gotta be special for me to write this. Queen, I ain't mean no disrespect, but the way I network, it's hard for me to connect. My first time in the ocean went exactly as you'd expect. Meanwhile, you going hard, jumping off the top deck. A leap of faith, I knew I was up next. I never told you, but I told a few people we wed. Me, I'm off the roam, you going back home instead. My first time in my life, a live nigga fell dead. You came back.
I wonder if this is metaphorical or literal. Talking about going out in the ocean, the idea of them being on a boat, jumping off the top deck, and how it was easy for Beyonce but hard for Jay-Z. Could be literal. Because we know that they're like out at like sea on their boat quite a lot. Like we've seen that before. I mean, even Jay-Z's birthday celebration was on the ship, right? We've seen that. But I reckon it's more metaphoric. I reckon it's the idea of Beyonce being like just letting her heart take over and just like jumping off the top deck, and it being a bit more difficult for Jay-Z to like get comfortable in that. I wonder if it, or maybe it's both. Maybe it is
It was
both.
cool in my head. Thoughts to jump in the broom or play had never been swept. Cash and deposit, 24 karat faucets, Louis V and Goyard trunks all in the closet. Ain't shit changed.
This
The
beat
streets
is
are still
so
watching, and my
weird.
little baby blue is like, who gonna stop
I'm
us, huh?
representing for the hustlers all across the world.
Oh,
Still
gone,
dipping in my Lolo's, girl. I put it down for the 713, and we still got love for the streets.
To all the good girls that love hustlers.
I love that. I love
Mothers
that.
that put up with us. To all the babies that suffer cause us. We only know love because of ya. America's a motherfucker to us. Lock us up, shoot us. Shoot our self-esteem down. We don't deserve true love. Black queen, you rescued us. You rescued us. Rescued us. Yeah.
By the way, I do want to address one thing. I saw a few people talking about is it 414 or 444? Jay-Z's album, and a few people were like, oh, we should do that as well. But then I saw a lot of people talking about like this being the Beyonce journey. For clarity, I never planned on doing 414 or 444. I never planned on doing, I'm gonna say 4. I never planned on doing 4, Jay-Z's 4. In replacement of Beyonce. The idea was if we were going to do it, we'd do it like alongside, or even do one video where we do like the whole thing or something like that. That was kind of the plan. However, a lot of people have said that as we are doing the Beyonce journey, even though Jay-Z is a part of that journey, that album is still Jay-Z. The plan would be that that is perhaps going to be the start of our Jay-Z journey. If people would like me to check out some of Jay-Z's music, I feel like that album is the best place to start. So when we do go down that rabbit hole, if it's something requested, then I'll just do that album first. And I think that would be the best way to handle it. We don't need to do every single thing in like every video, everything in time. So that, I think that could kind of work out. I think that could kind of be a good plan. This song is so weird. It's so weird. I've used that word a bunch, but it's true. 713 is interesting. 713 is interesting. I'm trying to work out how I feel about this one. I feel like I'm like, I like it and I'm neutral on it in other parts. Like the instrumental is super strange, but it's like well put together, but super bizarre. And the fact that they're like off the tempo and on it and switching out the way they are, it almost feels like the instrumental, like it feels like they walked into the booth, had their flow, had their style, just picked a random instrumental and just like, fuck it, there you go, and then just made the song. That's kind of what it feels like. And in that kind of chaos, I think they find something really special with 713. The story, the adventure, Jay-Z being open and talking about how much he loves Beyonce, talking about how amazing she is, how integral she is, how much she has done, how important she is. And like that praise and that love, and it's something he does a lot. He's done it on stage before, and it's really sweet. And I feel like this song is that. It's almost like his message to re-amplify how important he finds his wife, and I feel like that's what we're seeing here, and how happy and also, like, I don't know the word, reminiscent he is of their past, future together, and how he looks back on it, on how he felt at the beginning of the days and how she felt. It feels like Jay-Z just sitting there reminiscing on their days together. That's what 713 feels like to me. That's the energy I got from this one. And that's why I said I feel like I love it at parts and I'm neutral in other parts. Because it does feel very random. It does feel very all over the place. But it also feels really beautiful with like kind of a sweet message at its undertone there. I don't know. I'm either looking too much or too little into it. But either way, I feel like I really enjoyed that one for interesting reasons. Man, friends? Should we be friends? We should be friends. It's one of the longer songs on the album, by the way.
My friends, real friends, better than your friends. That's how we keep popping out that binge, yeah. No foes, real friends, we ain't even gotta pretend, yeah. Get bands, spin it all on my friends, yeah. Pull me up, and never let me down. Gon' pull me up, and never let me drown. Gon' pull me up, and never let me drown.
Alright, well this is something a bit more simple. No complex undertones, nothing here. The title of the song is what the song is about. It is Beyonce talking about the people around her, talking about her friends, talking about her circle, talking about how they got her back. It's that simple. I kind of like the opening, a bit eerie, right? With that instrumental, a bit strange, a bit uncomfortable. Serious, I think is the word I'm looking for.
My friends, real friends, better than your friends, yeah. That's how we keep popping out that binge, yeah. Both friends, real friends, better than your friends, yeah.
I'm literally just imagining for this whole album, Beyonce in the booth, like hoodie pulled over her head, like maybe like thick sort of sunglasses on, and just like sort of like bobbing and weaving in front of that microphone.
Miss them, they know all my business. I don't know what I would do without all of my crew, yeah. I ain't making no room, yeah. I ain't making no new friends. I don't make no moves, yeah. Without telling my crew, yeah. That's just how we do, yeah. That's just how we do. Oh. Damn it, I love my life. I love it. Styrofoam cups, no ice. Party before we go inside. Never let them out my sight. They're right by my side. They're my ride or dice.
I will say the whole album is incredibly modernized in terms of how the instrumental's been put together. That kind of like piano style over the fast snare is something that you get a lot with like modernized sort of rap instrumental as well. It's very, very modernized. I feel like this is probably one of those albums that like started or was part of or very integral in that kind of trend with that instrumental, something you saw a lot with like hip hop music in the 2000s. And it was one of these things that like and also the ad-libs, you know, like you say a line like I'm going down the street, woo, yeah, I'm going, like that sort of stuff. And God, man, I must look like such a dickhead. You know what I mean? No? Ad-libs. If anyone doesn't know what ad-lib is, you got main vocals. Ad-libs are what happens when you go back in the booth afterwards to do like an over vocals. So if the entire song is like, this is the entire song, then you would hear that, go back in and go, this is the entire song. Song, yeah. And you'd like add that to the end. Don't laugh at me. You know what I mean?
We fly, why cry, our souls expose, yeah. We smoke, we laugh, your stress, my stress. Closer than kin, I'm blessed, you blessed.
10 toes, we was out in that road, looking for love in wrong places, we were posed to a stove, yeah. Share shoes, share clothes, that's how deep the shit goes, yeah. Every week y'all got bros, yeah. All of y'all fit clothes, yeah. Y'all switching sides like NBA teams just after halftime. I'm pulling up on my dog, make sure he okay, I don't even have time. They caught me a Porsche, butterscotch seats, just for they had meals. They're better than rappers and they don't even have bills. Is that real? But Emery or BM, as soon as he came home, we hopped on the plane, headed straight to the bay, that's how we turned the game on. It's game on. Time mama died, I was there. My nephew died, he was there. He in my house, more than I be there, more than be there. Tata there, E there, Breezy there, Juan there. Hot here, Shaka there, Law there, they all here, oh yeah.
I really want to do like a video where I look into... I want to do like a deep dive into Jay-Z, not in terms of music, but in terms of like his style, because it is very interesting. When I listen to him, I'm like I feel like so much of it just goes over my head. I feel like it's so heavily referenced, and the references aren't something I understand. And I feel like that a lot with Jay-Z. I feel like sitting here listening to Jay-Z, I need like someone to be standing next to me going, by the way, this is this and this is this. I go, oh, okay. And they go, okay, and that line meant this. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. And it's like, oh, and this, that meant this. Oh, really? Oh, okay. And like that's what I feel like I did.
Breezy there, one there, hot here, shocker there, low there, they all here. Oh yeah, that's there, Kwana here. She feel like Nirvana here. Crib like the Soho house, I might stay in and grow out my hair. Tight circles, no squares. I'm geometrically opposed to you. Y'all like the triangles. Y'all like the troll, do you? Y'all talk around hoes, do you? Y'all don't follow codes, do you? You know everything you say from niggas close to you. You emotional. When I say free the dogs, I free them. That's how Meek got his freedom. Y'all put niggas on a t-shirt. It hurts, you ain't never meet them. You got niggas in the fast.
He said you put people on a t-shirt, but it hurts you that you never meet them. I wonder if that's a reference, because he mentioned Nirvana earlier as well. Do you think that's a reference to the like sort of band concert t-shirts that you constantly see all the time, and it's something like that about like artists not being here anymore, and that's what he's sort of talking about there.
I ain't even trying to feed them. I'm trying to free the world. That's how deep I'm in. I ain't going to nobody nothing. And me and my wife beefing. I don't care if the house on fire. Dying nigga, I ain't leaving.
One thing I feel like with Jay-Z, and I'm noticing this a lot, I feel like his verses just never tie in with the song. I don't know if I'm crazy here, but if they made a song about like pudding, I'm trying to first thing that popped into my head. I might be hungry, all right, but like pudding, you know, like some delicious pudding. And let's go with a key lime pie, all right? They made a song about key lime pie, okay? Oh man, key lime pie. Anyway, let's say they made a song about key lime pie, and it's called Key Lime Pie. And Beyoncé is like key lime pie and talking about all the ingredients of key lime pie and is how amazing key lime pie is. And it comes over to Jay-Z. Jay-Z will just come in and be like, yeah, I grew up over here. I went through this. I did this. Beyonce is my love of my life. And he would like do like a verse like that. Nothing to do with key lime pie. And this whole song so far has been about friends. Like it's called Friends. It's about friends. Beyonce's been talking about friends. Jay-Z comes in. It's like he forgot. It's like the point of the song gone. Jay-Z's verse just completely on his own.
Me and my wife beefing. I don't care if the house on fire. Dying nigga, I ain't leaving. Tata take care of my kids after he done grieving. If y'all don't understand that, we ain't meant to be friends.
Pull me up.
See, and then at the end he just goes, "We ain't meant to be friends." That was it. If you don't understand now, we're not meant to be friends. That's the only part of his whole verse that ties it in. Unless I'm a complete idiot and just missed everything, and you guys are watching this right now going, nah, everything tied in. Maybe. But I feel like he does that a lot.
Pull me up. Never let me drown. Pull me up. You never let me down. Pull me up.
This whole album is weird, actually, now I think about it. And again, not in a bad way, just unusual.
Pray for me. They pray for me. See better things for me. You want better days for me. Unselfishly.
It's more of a
They
vibe.
pray for me. Whenever I'm in need.
I mentioned this when we listened to part 1. It is just an energy. It is a vibe. It feels way more casual. It feels like Beyonce and Jay-Z just, like I said in part 1, like they were just on holiday or on a trip or something, and they just decided to record an album. It feels so spontaneous.
The backseat with the ox bumping big. Ain't no pride in bar, ain't no pride in bar. Am I, you know, but am I now, see yo, dog, on what would I be without my friends? I ain't got no understanding. About them, you might just catch these hands. We fall out and we make amends. Yeah, my friends. Your friends are foes, my friends are goals. Closer than can our souls explode, yeah. Your friends are frauds, all they want is applause, yeah. And my friends, real friends, closer than can. Pull me up.
I really love the closer than kin line. As someone who has a hit and miss relationship with their family, certain members of my family, I would say that I pretty much at any point in my life, a family member of mine isn't going to be talking to me. And that's too damn common in my life. And it's never ever to do with me. I'm not saying I'm not in the wrong. Personally, I don't think I am. But as in, like, I never shut the door. I never closed them off. I never cut them out. Ever. Like, I think time's too precious to do that to anybody. I'd like to hold grudges and that sort of thing. I don't want to be one of those people that's like old on my deathbed and just finally makes amends with someone. So I always leave the door open for anybody. My family, on the other hand, they're the complete opposite. They're quite happy to just be like, and goodbye, and cut the door off. And they've always been like that. So someone who has that kind of relationship with a lot of people in my family, that line where it's like my friends are closer than kin, as someone who has friends that I 100% see as family, and I've never really had that belief as like, you have to like die for your family, even if they're wrong. I've never really believed that. I feel like in life, people get too tied down sometimes, like an anchor to the family who's just trying to pull them down, when you don't need to. When you're older and you're an adult, you can choose your family. You can have friends that are closer than kin.
Them never let me drown. Them pull me up, pull me up, pull me up. Them never let me down. Them pull me up, pull me up.
If someone doesn't love you, you don't need to give them your love back. There's no requirement.
Them pull me up, pull me up, pull me up. Them pull me up, pull me up, pull me up.
I just now realize the bass on this one as well. Heavy bass on this song.
Then pull me up, pull me up, pull me up.
I'm gonna rewind that. That immediate switch, you can tell she went from like closed mouth notes to open mouth notes. Ready? Open mouth. Wide mouth, yeah. Oh, angelic. Beautiful. This woman's voice is ridiculous. Oh my gosh. I could listen to her sing every day for the rest of my life. Oh, it's funny. Last year, because we only started reacting to Beyonce near the end of last year, and I had like my YouTube music wrap up, and Beyonce wasn't on it. She wasn't in my top 5, and I had so many people from Beehive being like, "Oh, I can't wait to see next year. It's coming to 2026." Well, we're 3 months into 2026. I can tell you right now, Beyonce is easily my number 1. Like, she's absolutely my number 1. My prediction for who my artists are going to be for this year based on now, I don't know. I don't know. I definitely think Beyonce. I definitely think BTS. And then, I don't know. After that, not sure. Linkin Park, maybe still in there. I don't know. 21 Pilots, maybe. I listen to a lot of those too, like, in my downtime. They've got, like, a real nice tone, like Linkin Park and 21 Pilots, that sort of, like, help unplug me a little bit. There's a couple of new bands I listen to. I don't know if anyone's ever interested in the music I sort of listen to on my own, but there's a couple of like of bands I've been listening to recently. There's a song I love. I like I find like random artists all the time, like really underground unknown artists, and I like just go down these rabbit holes. That's sort of like, because I listen to music all the time, constantly. And yeah, I'll be interested, but I would put money on Beyonce being number 1. I reckon she'll be number 1, and I can't wait to see that. That's gonna be really cool. Oh my word. This album is super strange, too, by the way. It's super strange. Am I the one who feels like that? It's so different. I haven't heard Beyonce like this before. I haven't heard an album from Beyonce like this. It's so different to everything. It feels so different. It's like way more casual, way more chilled. It's way more experimental. There's no real pattern, flow, or anything to a lot of these songs. They feel very spontaneous, very random. They flow so bizarrely. None of this is negative, by the way. I'm just highlighting the uniqueness of this album. The Carters feels like nothing I've heard from Beyonce. I really don't know how to fully describe it. It just feels like very modern, with a lot of modern elements to like a lot of modern hip hop elements, but so organic. That's the best way. I mean, this song alone is that. Jay-Z's like 2-minute long verse, completely random. Nothing to do with Friends. Completely random. Just a Jay-Z verse talking about like his story and that was it. And then the rest of the song is just Beyonce praising her friends. But there's no real depth to anything as well. It's very like surface level, very repetitive. And I feel like more than something like deep and complex, what we're getting here with this album is a vibe. We're getting an energy. We're getting a feeling. Beyoncé and Jay-Z with The Carters Everything Is Love have set out to give us a vibe. And I think they're succeeding so heavily in that. A lot of the time when it comes to Beyonce's music, everything is very like deep and complex and weighty and has so much meaning behind it. But with The Carters and Everything in Love, it doesn't feel like that. For me, this feels like they've crafted an album that they want you to sit on, close your eyes, press play, and be taken on a journey. They want you to feel that vibe and that energy, whether or not it's hyping you up or mellowing you out. It is an album for a vibe. It is an album for feelings. It's an album to sort of like switch off or switch on to. You don't need to look too much into everything. You don't need to overanalyze and see everything. It's literally an album about tapping in here more than here. That's what it feels like. And I might be completely wrong. And I definitely got that from Friends. Friends for me just felt like such a feeling. Such a like sit back, bob your head feel. That's what I'm getting from this entire album. That's the energy I'm getting. And like I said, I might be right or wrong there. I don't know. That's just what I'm feeling. Next song, Heard About Us. Based on the title here, you can imagine this is a bit of a flex one, right?
No need to ask, you heard about us. No need to ask, you heard about us. Already know you know about us. No.
Beyonce got like a little bit of an accent at the beginning of this one. Am I crazy in hearing that? Maybe?
No need to ask, you heard about us.
Oh, she definitely has.
No need to ask, you heard about us. Watch your mouth when you're around us. Pull up, how about Rick? Got no time, but we got protects. Come around stepping on necks. My nigga got niggas upset. Why? Oh, why these bitches so mad for? They don't want Beyonce on their door. Louis Slugger to your door. Careful, you get what you ask for. We go. Go to keep it in a room in the middle of the winter. Skirt, skirt, brand new sprinter.
I am loving her voice on this. It's all over the place. Her voice is all over the place. I can't place it. It's everywhere, man. Beautiful and really nice opening here as well. I'm kind of liking this one. And her accent on this is very interesting too. Beyonce, what are you doing? What are you doing? This is the part where Jay-Z comes in and the song's called, Heard About Us. And it's about like, have you heard of us? You don't need to act like you haven't heard of us. Jay-Z's going to come in and just do a whole verse about like mowing the lawn or something.
Heard about us. Already know you know about us. Ain't no need to ask, you heard about us. No need to ask, you heard about us.
Oh, my beard hairs, man. Look at this beard. Look at this. Look how fucking bushy this beard is, man. I'll be shaving, hopefully, after I'm done recording this video. It's so annoying. Look. Ah! When it gets long, it tickles my nose. So then I'm just like constantly just touching my freaking face.
You don't know,
ooh, I like the ad-libs.
He's smoking with Drake to say to the face. Yeah, if you don't know, now you know, nigga. Put those in that place, bitch, stay in your lane.
See what I mean about that vibe?
Talk that talk, B. Billie Jean in his prime. For the 1,000th time, the kid ain't mine. Online, they call me dad, kiddingly. You're not supposed to take this dad thing literally, that's too famous. We don't even really do famous. I'm cool on that chunk to 2 fingers. Every day I'm getting sued famous. I show up to court without a suit famous. Yeah, every move is on the news, ain't it? Shit has its perks too, ain't it? Shooting.
This is probably the one time that Jay-Z can just do his thing and it makes sense. The song is called Know About Us, Heard About Us, right? Like, it's a flex song. It's like, you know who Beyonce and Jay-Z are. You know their name. You've heard of them, right? So this is Jay-Z's ball game, man. He could just come in here and be like, just do it. He usually does, which is exactly what he's doing. His wordplay is actually pretty fantastic on this one. I gotta be honest.
Videos in the Louvre, ain't it? It could be far worse for you, can't it? Pain comes with penthouse views, ain't it? Bitch know me, I've been me since the cocaine. Bitch, no B, she don't even need a whole
Don't need
name.
to ask, you heard about. Don't need to
Beyonce,
ask, you heard
nigga.
about. Already
Oh
know
my
you
God.
know about us.
I love how much this guy just lifts her up. That's what you should do. In any relationship, your partner should be lifted up all the time. That's your partner. That's your person. They're yours. Like, look at them. That's your person. Lift them up. You want to be like, that's who I'm married to. That's who I'm dating. That's my person. You see them over there? Yeah, I got them. That's right. That's my person. Like, that's what you want to be like. Lift them up. Look how beautiful and amazing and fantastic they are. Just makes you look good too. It doesn't like if put it this way. Oh God, there's no way of saying this without it sounding bad. But put it this way: anything in your life, if you want to make, if it looks good, then you look better, right? So that is times 10 for your partner. The more you compliment and praise and love your partner, the better you look, right? You're going out with this wonderful, beautiful person. Show them off. Be like, oh, look how amazing they are. And then people are going to look at you and be like, you look kind of cool too. And you'll be like, yeah, I look good because they look good. You know? Like I said, I know that this sounds weird. There's no right way of saying it. But when I go out, all right, and I go out with my wife, and I'm looking at my wife. She's not there, by the way. I go out with my wife. And she's dressed up and she looks stunning. I feel proud. I'm like going out, I'm looking at her and I'm going, damn, like how? And then I'm like this, yeah, man, like yeah, that's right, that's my wife. And that's how you want to feel, right? And I love how Jay-Z just does that to Beyonce. He's like, this is Beyonce. And even at the end of it, he's like, damn, Beyonce. That's what you want. That's what you want.
No need to ask, you heard about. Watch your mouth when you around us. And if you don't know, now you know, nigga.
Now you know.
We smoking, we drink,
If you didn't know, now you know.
and if you don't know, now you know, nigga. Who's in that place, bitch, stay in your lane. Yeah, we the ones that y'all heard about.
The instrumental here gives me like a David Bowie
We
feel.
don't need no
Weirdly.
voucher. Yeah, we the ones y'all worried about. We good, keep us out your mouth. If you don't know, now you know, nigga. If you don't know, now you know, nigga.
Oh, that note was stunning. I feel like Beyonce started that note already on the back end of the oxygen that she was expelling there. Like it would be like right now I'm talking to you a full sentence. I'm running out of air. I'm slowly running out of air. The more I'm talking to you, I'm going to need to take a breath soon. And all of a sudden right now I decide to just hit a no at the end of my conversation, right? At the end of my sentence, the end of the bar, which is a bad place to do it. It's not the best place. Unless you're Beyonce, in which case it don't bloody matter. It don't matter. Beyonce, this looks like I'm talking about her boobs. I'm not. Beyonce has bottomless lungs. All right, bottomless lungs. They just go on forever. Like I don't even understand how they work. They're inhuman at this point. Like how? And she will hit these notes at random points and just what? And just off she goes. And they just never end. Bottomless freaking lungs. Her note control and breath work is some of the best I've seen from a vocalist. It is insane. It is freaking insane, mesmerizing, and crazy how she's able to do that. And that's an example there. You could hear it. You could hear her voice cracking. You could hear it changing. You could hear her lungs expelling. And she just makes it look easy. That note keeps going. Her mouth widens. And she just gets rid of every single ounce of oxygen that she has. And somehow changes her octave scale leveling while she's doing all of that. It's gorgeous. And this song... It's funny how Heard About Us is at its core quite a flex, right? You've heard about us. You know who we are. I don't even need to tell you who we are. They're going full Heisenberg with this song. And yet, they did it in a really chilled way. It wasn't like loud, cocky, arrogant coming out, bouncing around. It wasn't like that at all. It was literally like casual. Again, that vibe is back. They're sitting back in a chair, relaxing, you know, just like breathing nice and slow. And someone comes up to them and they go, you know who we are. You know who we are. It's cool. It's cool. It's got cool energy about it. There's no arrogance. It's just like can't even be bothered. It's like a level above that. It's like, of course you know who we are. You know who I am. You know who he is. You know. And like that's the energy. And I love that energy. It's like it is flexing, but it isn't. It's more of just like an aura that they have. Like, they don't even need to question it. It's just a different energy. Whew, and I really like that. I really like that. And I love how when Jay-Z came on his verse, like I said, he literally just went, and Beyonce, whoop, and just put her here and was like, wow. look everybody. Look at Beyonce. Isn't she amazing? And I love that. That was awesome. The way he ended his verse. I was like, he was in the studio next to her. And then when he ended his verse, he just looked over to her and was just like smiling and just like ad-libbed over like just how he was feeling. And that made it for me. That was sweet. That gave it like a real nice energy and touch to it. Whew, man. Crazy, interesting, unique album, but fuck. What a vibe. What an energy this album has. Something really interesting here. Black Effect. Next song.
Can you tell us about love?
Well, there's love of children, love of self, love of God, love of a partner. And all of them have a different shape, but all of them is the same in the end.
That is so brilliant. That is so brilliant. Because that's what I felt like. When I had my children, that, it, like, to me, and I don't know how everyone watching this felt, but it almost felt like someone had a key, put it in my heart and just turned it and unlocked like a new emotion. Something I'd never experienced or felt before. And to me, that was love. That is love in its purest form. Because the feelings I had towards my wife are not the feelings I have towards my kid. They're two different feelings. When I look at my boys, I feel completely different to when I look at my wife. And I love them both, but the love is different. That's why I really like that.
All of them have a different shape, but all of them is the same in the end. It's about sensitivity. It's about passion. It's about unconditional giving of self to another person. And there's love of humanity. That's the love that is right now needed most, love of humanity. But in everything, in all of that love, there is the soul. It's like when you take some eggs and break them, and you take the shape, you take the shells and mix them up, trying to find the ones that match. When you find the perfect match, that compatibility results in passion, results in unconditional giving of self.
One thing humanity is lacking now more than ever is empathy. It is the complete inability to put ourselves in other people's shoes. Which is crazy because it's the messages I grew up being pushed into me. And it's so simple and yet so lost. And it is literally treat others how you want to be treated. That's it. That's literally it. When you say something to someone, think about how you would feel if someone said it to you. These are literally the messages I teach my kids. When my kids do something bad, I'll say, how would you feel if someone did that to you? Every single time. If one of my sons hits the other one, I'm like, how would you feel if he hit you? Would that make you happy? It's like, that's the simplest thing in the world. It's so simple. I don't understand. I don't.
I hope I can say that again.
Yeah, I'm good on any MLK Boulevard. I'm good on any MLK Boulevard. See my vision with a tech, bitch, I'm Malcolm X. Haters dreading my effect, they want that DOS effect. Get your hands up high like a false arrest. Let me see him up high, this is not a test. Yes, put him up, this is not a test. Now hands where I can see him, fuck a false white fit that I rock shit permanent.
Interesting opening there. So talking about MLK Boulevard, so Martin Luther King, then the Malcolm X reference, but then rolling into that with tech, which I'm guessing is a more aggressive sort of approach by referencing a tech, and then going over to the hands in the air like a false arrest, again talking about that cultural significance there. That is some freaking brilliant work.
The fro that I grow got no permanent. A nigga late, but he best dressed. Got slowed down by the weight of my necklaces. Parked the Lex projects, bitch, I'm reckless. Extra magazine, hopped on the jet with my ebony chick. Blacker than the Essence Fest. The behind the back pass is so effortless. LeBron James to you Amarosas. Dapper Dan at 4 a.m. Shit, I am the culture. I made my own wave, so now they anti-title. I'm living a no-sock life despite you. Since the Khalif died.
The undertone here has got such a Nina Simone feel, man. Is amazing. And the verse is like a story. I feel like I'm lost in this. I'm just listening to Jay-Z. I'm with him on a journey that he is taking us on.
They been at my neck. Y'all can tell them Trayvon is coming next. The SEC, the FBI, or the IRS. I pass the alphabet boys like an eye test. I'm good on any MLK Boulevard. I'm good on any MLK Boulevard. See my vision.
The way Beyonce says, I'm good, we good, has so much attitude to it. It just instantly just feels serious. You know, I'm good. We good. Like, just like that.
Tech, bitch, I'm Malcolm X. Haters dreading my effect. They want that DOS effect.
Get your hands up high like a false arrest. Let me see 'em up high. This is not a test.
This is not a test.
Put 'em up. This is not a test. Put your hands where I can see 'em. Fuck a false arrest. I pull up like the freedom riders, hop out on rodeo. Don't with your curls, your lips, tear up my hips. Gotta hop into my jeans, like I hop into my whip, yeah. Mobbing in a hoodie like mellow. Come up out that pretty motherfucker like hello, hello. I will never let.
It's funny, with the previous songs, I've been feeling like Beyonce's kind of been feeling the vibe, Jay-Z's feeling the vibe. On this one, I still feel like Jay-Z's feeling the vibe, but Beyonce is taking it way more seriously. And I can understand why. The song has a lot of cultural weight to it, a lot of significance, a lot of importance. And Jay-Z's telling the story of himself, but also, you know, his people. And Beyonce is doing the exact same. There is a lot of cultural significance to this song, which makes sense based on the title of the song, based on the opening of this song. That's what we're going for. And Beyonce is giving that energy. Beyonce is showcasing that seriousness behind this topic.
You shoot the nose off my pharaoh.
Yeah.
No smile.
I like purple and purple rain. Trying to put red and blue together, bitch, that's on game. These people trying to get me out the paint. Cause I cook collard greens and yams better than your aim. Man, we started with a mustard seed. Now we in the grade 9/11 with the mustard seats. Sheesh. Matte black Puma jet, shining my light on the world just like Umi said. Got the Rich and Millie all colors. I might hit you with the rose gold all summer for the culture. They even biting cornrows. Put your scarecrows up.
Someone said something on my last video, and they talked about how flexing for Beyonce and Jay-Z, how important that is for the culture, how that is like a cultural thing. And then they were explaining it to me. And it's one of those things that you never really, at least for me, you never like take in how important that is. Because when you have people who have made it, people who have struggled, and people who have been persecuted and overlooked and undermined and just put on them from day one and become what they become and get in these positions and take over like they do. When you have people, when you have Beyonce and you have Jay-Z who have, against all the odds and like up a steep slope, climb to the top of that freaking mountain, hell yeah, flex. Abso-fucking-lutely. And it is a cultural thing, and I do understand that when reading the comments, because it makes sense for it to be that, right? It is this difficulty, this struggle, and when someone is able to achieve that, it's something that should be celebrated.
I come from the finest crop. Tell them the guards on roll, watch them line the block. The chitlin circuit has stopped. Now we in stadiums, 80,000 wop, yeah, watch. I'm good on it.
I mean, that's literally what Jay-Z and Beyonce are saying in this. That's the point. They're literally telling us, like, where they started, and then where they started as a culture, where they started as black people, that journey they went on, where, like, their ancestors started, where their relatives started, like, that journey to where they are now. That's why. We started here, we're here.
MLK Boulevard. See my vision with a tech, bitch, I'm Malcolm X. Haters dreading my effect, they want that DOS effect. Get your hands up high like a false arrest. Let me see 'em up high, this is not a test. yes. Put him up, this is not a test. Now hands where I can see him, fuck a false arrest.
When Jay-Z says this is not a test, he actually has like a slight British accent.
I know I only come half the way, but look in the mirror, I see it all the me. Not realizing all the years that passed away, but I know I only come half the way.
Weird, I thought I just heard a door open. I'm the only one in this house. Hello! If I heard a hello back, this would be one interesting video. I'd be like, okay! There's artists and musicians in this world that are huge and significant to music and just have massive, ginormous fan bases, right? There are some artists that are just huge, mega stars. And then there are artists that are huge, but on a level that is explained differently, or difficult to explain, or maybe simple to explain. And that's what I feel like is Beyoncé. And the more I'm learning about him, Jay-Z too. And it is not an artist whose name gets big because their music is amazing or they're good at promoting or selling albums or any of that stuff. And I'm not saying that isn't what we're seeing here with Beyoncé or Jay-Z. But it is a name or an artist that gets big because of all the same stuff as everyone else, but because of the importance of their message. And for me, that's the best kind of artist. There's no one better. When you have people who become famous, who become so world known, and when you listen to their music and you discover who they are and you look into them a little bit and you hear their messages and you hear their beliefs and you hear what they're pushing out there to the world, and it's so important, culturally important, and is about changing the world for the better. When you hear artists like that, that is where you have, in my opinion, exactly the right person in the right spot. And with Beyoncé and Jay-Z, for me, that is exactly what we have. Beyoncé is, in my opinion, one of the most brilliantly beautiful singers I've ever listened to. Her voice is just so uniquely stunning that every time I hear it, I just get lost in it. But her message, what she's done, what she's achieved, and how much she's like embraced and spoken about her culture. You know, the amount of times I read my comment section, and I'm very lucky to have such a diverse comment section, and I hear from all of you how important and this music and this message has been. And I like I said, there's a part of me that will never understand. I'm a complete outsider. I just won't, and I'm always honest in that. But there's a part of me that like will always smile at how much other people understand. And it's really hard to explain. It's hard to explain. In the simplest way, it makes me so unbelievably happy when I'm reading my comment section and I'm getting my black audience telling me how important Beyoncé is for the culture. And you're telling me all these different things and stories and messages and parts of her lyrics that I might have missed and things behind the scenes that have happened and how important all these are. And that, to me, is the best kind of artist. Not an artist who lifts themselves up. An artist who lifts everyone up with them. Because there are too many people in the entertainment industry who climb the ladder and pull it up behind them. And I feel like Beyoncé is just constantly throwing more ladders down. She is trying to not just bring up people in the same industry, she's trying to bring up everyone in the freaking world. And I love her for that. And when you have songs like Black Effect, when you listen to this and you hear how important it is, that's when you start to understand that on another level. This was absolutely beautiful. I feel like this might be one of my favorite on this album. And do you know what the crazy part is? Beyonce was barely in it. But every time she was, and with the opening and ending vocals and the message, you can't help. You can't help but feel that. You can't. This album has been crazy. Like nothing I've heard from Beyonce. But then again, so is every single album I've heard from her. Last song, Lovehappy.
Happily in love.
Haters, please forgive me. I let my wife write the will. I pray my children outlive me.
I give my daughter my custom dresses, she gon' be litty. Vintage pieces by the time she hit the city, yeah.
Vintage frames, I see nobody fucking with him.
I had my wife write the will. I pray my children outlive me. Huh? I don't get that bar. It's just like, huh?
By the time she hit the city, yeah.
Vintage frames, I see nobody fucking with him.
Pretty thug, got that
Damn,
third boy, get me.
Sir ass shit like his dad, shit is trippy.
Twinning, blue and roomy, me and Solo hot fitting.
Sitting, dock of the bay with a big yacht.
Sipping Yamazaki on the rocks.
He went to Jared, I went to Jar out in Paris.
Yeah, you fucked up the first song, we had to get remarried.
Yo, chill.
We keeping it real with these people, right? Lucky I ain't cute you when I met that.
Yeah, I know how I met her. We broke up and got back together.
Okay.
I had the sweater. Y'all can make her with a bag. I had to change the weather. Move the whole family west, but it's whatever.
In a glass house, still throwing stones.
Hover.
Beezus, watch the thongs. You did some things to me. Or you do some things to me. The love is deeper than your pain. And I believe you can change, baby. The ups and downs are worth it. Long way to go, but we're working.
Again, no complicated tone. You know what? This whole album's been like this. This whole album has just been on surface level. It's been a message that they've wanted to get through in the easiest possible way. It is not complicated. It at times it can be deep, but more than that, it is a message that they want to make sure everyone understands. God damn it, a stupid bit! Anyway, and that's what we're hearing here. This is a song about the journey that Beyoncé and Jay-Z have gone on and where they are feeling right now. That is it.
We're flawed, but we're still perfect for each other. Yeah. Sometimes I thought we'd never see the light. We went through hell with heaven on our side. This beach ain't always been no paradise. But nightmares only last one night.
No more clubs and Cali curfews.
One night. Just private affairs in a tighter circle. One night.
Large format wines and small settings. Woo. Just hood ass niggas in designer suits. Ooh.
That was interesting. Beyonce talking about a tighter circle, I feel like might be a little tie back to the song Friends. It feels like that when Beyonce and Jay-Z went through what they did, it wasn't just their relationship that they reevaluated. Perhaps they looked at their lives differently. And if they've like cut back on that extravagant kind of going out lifestyle that they were having with other people, they just closed doors. They got their circle tighter and closer, and they understood what was more important.
Follow my moves on the truth and a
That explains Friends a little bit.
Amelia
Y'all flyer than
fake news y'all choose, we know alike. No Photoshop, just real life.
You did some things to me. Or you do some things to me. The love is deeper than your pain. And I believe you can change, baby. The ups and downs are worth it.
I saw a post recently. This has just reminded me, which was talking about like relationships and that sort of stuff. And Beyonce, and it was like celebrity relationships, and Beyonce and Jay-Z were on it. I didn't know. They just like, I was watching something separate and they popped up. And I was reading the comments, and the comments were all so negative. And not all of them. There was a lot of BI in there as well. But I was just like, yeah, I was just reading some of these comments. And then I was like, I'm never going to be like these people, man. I feel like we said, the world needs more empathy. The world needs more positiveness as well. There's some people who just look for the fucking negative in everything. And one thing I always do on this channel is, instead of that, I always try and look for the positive in everything. If I'm not liking a song sometimes, I'll say like, not really feeling this one, but I'll highlight things I do like about it. And that's with any artist or video or anything, even an anime I'm watching. And I will always do that. And I'll always make sure that this channel in my tiny little corner on the internet does that. That we are here to bring that positive light to things, not the negative.
Way to go, but we're working. We're flawed, but we're still perfect for each other. Yeah. Sometimes I thought we'd never see the light. We went through hell with heaven on our side. This beach ain't always been no paradise, but nightmares only last one night. Damn, look at us now. Pray for the vows. Way up now. It's a long way down. Yeah, we came and we saw and we conquered it all. We came and we conquered, and we're happy in love. Happy.
This is the problem with being famous, is you're going to have so many people with opinions on their relationship and what they think is right. At the end of the day, none of us know Beyonce or Jay-Z, unless maybe a couple people watching this do. There might be someone watching this going, I do, actually, I know them really well. In which case, you can say something. But for like, the rest of us, we're all just fans of them, right? We don't know anything about their relationship. We can have like opinions, but those opinions mean fuck all. Because we don't know. And at the end of the day, they're the only ones that know. They know what's right. And that's all that matters. That's all that matters. God, this flow here reminds me of like Live and Let Die a little bit. I feel like that if you compare this to every song that Beyonce released, right? After she got the news, after she went through what she did, you compare this to every song she released from that. And when she was heartbroken and devastated, she made a point of not fully making it about her, which to this day I find crazy. I don't think I'll ever not find that crazy. If there's ever a point in your life where you're allowed to be selfish, where you're allowed to be a little bit angry, that's definitely one of them. that's definitely one of them, right? You have been wronged on a really deep level. Like, it doesn't get much more serious than that. And yet Beyonce wanted to make sure that it was about any other woman who went through it. And then more than that, it was about any other black women who went through it. And then made it this significant cultural thing, and then looked into it all on this deep level, and then highlighted it all, and then even brought her mother into it, and just made it such a bigger thing. Which is crazy, in an amazing way. That Beyonce was given, it sounds so weird saying given, but she was in a situation where she is allowed to be completely selfish. And selfish sounds like the wrong word, but it's true. And it's right. She's allowed to be. But she just wasn't. She couldn't have been more selfless. And in a situation where she's hurting, all she was thinking about was how other people were hurting, like she was too. And the reason I'm highlighting this is because I feel like this album, The Carters, Everything is Love, is almost like the ending of a story where we've gone through this journey and we've seen and listened to Beyonce highlight everything, talk about everything, go through everything, and we've been with her on this journey, and we've listened to her on this journey, and now we're at the end of this journey. I feel like Beyonce was like wrapping it all up in a literal sense, I guess, but in a sense where she's ending. God, my brain isn't working today. Like, all of those things, she's letting us know. The album is called Everything is Love. All of those things, she's basically letting us know that everything's okay. Everything is love. That She's highlighting what's important. We have songs like The Black Effect. She's talking about, and so is Jay-Z, about how outsiders are going to spread fake news and won't fully know the situation. They're talking about how good they are and what they face and struggles they went through, but how they're feeling now. And they're just redirecting the light to where it matters. And I feel like if everything that we'd heard up until this point was a book, The Carters Everything Is Love closes the book. It's the end of that book. It's the closing of the chapters. That is what this feels like to me. That's what this whole album feels like to me. And I have to say, I feel like it's brilliantly unusual. As far as albums go, this is one of those ones I'm gonna have to listen to a few more times before I understand how I fully feel about it. Because the songs are bizarre and the instrumental is trippy and weird and it flows differently, and it's Beyonce pretty much for 90% of it full-blown rapping on a proper scale, a modern scale with like modern rapping audio effects and instrumental and alongside Jay-Z, and it feels nothing like a Beyonce we've heard up until this point, but it also feels very experimental, very unusual, and very like lyrically focused too, but not on like a deep level, more on a vibe, and the energy is that vibe energy, and it's unplug but plug in. And I know that sounds silly, but it's true. There's times where it wants you to unwind and times where it wants you to focus, but the whole album is like that. It's like when you have those deep conversations and you're in the most chilled state of mind ever, but everything's going in. That's what this whole album feels like. It's both a mellow vibe, but pay attention. And I can't think of a better way to explain it than that. I've never heard Beyonce like this. The Carters Everything Is Love is one of these albums I feel like has so much to it that I don't know if I'll ever be able to catch it all. Like I said, this is Beyonce like we've never seen her before. Wow. I can't believe we just reacted to like a full-blown Beyonce Jay-Z collaboration rap album. My word, man. What a crazy and brilliant album. I hope you all enjoyed my reaction to this. Thank you so much for watching. This has been a lot of fun. I'm loving this journey, and yeah, I apologize if I've been a little bit more quiet. Like I said, a lot of stuff going on, but hopefully you've all enjoyed the reaction, and hopefully I'll be all good for the next one, which of course is going to be Black is King. Thank you for watching, you wonderful people. Let me know your favorite song on this album. Let me know if there's anything I missed, anything I got wrong, anything I need to know. Let me know. Have yourselves a wonderful week. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to support the little channel here. And as always, my friends, you will see me